And Nancy, I have one more question for you. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. What gets you excited about the work that we're doing in animal welfare these days?
I have to say that I am 100% a people person, and to see the love and generosity that our community provides to this shelter, I mean, really, it's been amazing to watch as fairly new to the company, and it's heartwarming. We had a couple in this weekend that offered to pay for medical treatment for an animal if their owner came to reclaim it. And I mean, it's just touching. It's absolutely touching.
Well, Nancy, you're with the right folks because we all feel the same way. Irene, do you want to pick on one more person before we get going?
Sure. And welcome, Nancy. We are so happy to have you. And I suppose, well, I saw Josh Fiala. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. I saw you cheer about the Big Dog Conference. So for that, you get called on.
Hey, yeah, it was an amazing conference. So I had nothing but good things to say about it, and I think it's awesome that like more things are already in the works to plan for more of that. I think it's so many applicable things that we can all learn from. But what gets me excited, I think, was really the question of the day of like where we're going is just, and what I enjoy doing is really just to see both the happiness of both people and pets when we're able to help them. I work in the pet support services, so we're all about keeping people and pets together. And so when we're able to help them out with some food or some vaccines, or we just got a very large shipment of pet beds thanks to Greater Good and Bark. So we've been able to spread a lot of joy over the last number of months. So that's what gets me excited.
Awesome. Well, so great to hear from you, and glad you had a great time at the conference as well, or the conference as well. And I guess we'll kick it off. Bobby has so graciously invited me to co-host today. He's been doing an amazing job these past couple of years, and we'd like to thank him for all that he has contributed. And welcome, everybody. We have a great lineup for you today. Our guest speaker is Rory Adams, the Training and Education Manager at American and Austin Pets Alive. I'm sorry, I should introduce myself. I'm sorry about that. I just jumped right into our awesome guest. But my name is Irene Chansawong. I'm the grant specialist at Maddie's Fund, and excited to see everybody. So again, we have Rory, but then we also have the Everycat Health Foundation, represented by the Executive Director, Jackie Jaakola, to speak today. And we'll also have the Human Animal Support Services Wildlife Working Group talking. So we do have a few things before then, a few fun things for Maddie's grant giveaways. We'll be announcing winners for the month of March. So I have Maddie's Fun team on hand to help with that, to give those exciting announcements. And if others who might be new to the call, Maddie's Fun give away grants every month for the calls that you join live or on demand. So if someone from Maddie's Fun can pop that link, or has already popped that link about the Maddie's Fun grant giveaways for everybody to enter, that would be great. And oh yes, and I will start with, so typically on these calls, our wonderful member of the executive leadership, Mary Ippoliti Smith, she usually does a Mary's Motivation, Monday Motivation, and I'm going to try and channel that today. I'll do my best to telepathically get her motivation to start everybody's week off right. So I did share this with a small group last week, and it's a quote that you may have seen at coffee shops or a LinkedIn article. That's where I came across it. But it's, "The world is short-staffed. Be kind to those who show up." And so I say that because I know everybody here has been showing up, and I thank you for doing what you do every day for the animals and the people in your community. And I want to add, though, and this may be sending mixed messages. So without going into too much detail, I had a bit of a rough month of March. It was surrounding a medical emergency of my new puppy. And so I'm taking a few days off this week. I'm going to admit that. I'm going to decompress from all of that happened. And I want to remind everyone to take care of yourselves too. And whether or not you had a rough month or you've had your foot on the gas pedal for the past 2+ years, you do not need a reason or excuse to take care of your health and well-being. And so hear my words, internalize them. You will be better able to keep showing up for the ones you care about if you take care of yourselves too. So with that, how did I do, Bobby?
Crushed it. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I am so honored to be sharing this space with you as well. And I know a lot of your colleagues from Maddie's Fund are here as well. And I could brag about you all day long, but I'm actually going to call on Amber to brag on you a little bit.
Oh.
So, Amber Evie or Amber?
Yeah.
Let's go EB first, and then we'll go to you. Let's do both Ambers.
And Amber F, I saw you put the prize in the chat too, and I'm like, the Ambers are on it today, representing both coasts. But Irene, I'm so excited to see you this morning. I absolutely love you. I have completely missed sharing an office with you, and it's not the same when we go in and we're separated now. But for those of you who don't know, Irene has so much knowledge about foundations and private charities and all these things that when I first came to Maddie's Fund, I didn't know about. So all her background about how foundations work and how like the IRS works and like things that I'm like, oh, okay. I thought someone else was adding.
I'm really good at muting people really quickly.
Okay.
So
Well, I thought someone else wanted to say something good about Irene, so I would have like shared. But Irene's depth of knowledge and the way she explains it to someone like me that's like, well, I just want to pet cats is amazing. So thank you, Irene, for always sharing your knowledge with us and making it in a way that I can totally understand. So Amber F, how about you?
Can I just say ditto? Excellent. How can I possibly add anything more wonderful than that? Yeah, Irene, love having you here. Super enthused, pumped to see your face and sharing all this wonderful information with us this morning.
Okay, thank you so much. I was not anticipating that. That was a surprise. Thank you, though. I really, really appreciate it. And Bobby, I know that was probably payback for Friday's call. I get it.
Yeah, just sharing a little love. But no,
Yeah.
Irene, this is going to be a fun day. But here's the thing. There's two things that I love: sharing love, and number two, giving away some freaking money.
I agree. I totally agree with you. Are we ready for
Let's do it.
This?
Let's do it.
Who's doing that from Maddie's Fund? Is it Amber?
Okay, this is Amber E again. Hi,
Okay.
everyone. Happy Monday. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm super excited to be announcing. Oh, now nobody wants to see that, do they? Can we see this?
Yeah, from the beginning. Awesome.
Okay, awesome. So these are the community conversations winners for the Monday calls, and hopefully we're going to get the technology to work.
Are you sharing audio? Yeah, you are, because we can hear you, right? I think so. Okay.
Perfect. So.
Okay, so we have first winner.
So we have two $2,500 winners, and the first one. BJ Anderson from Willamette Humane Society in Salem, Oregon. Is BJ on the call?
I do see BJ on the call. BJ,
congratulations.
Thank you. I am here. I'm out walking the dogs this morning and listening to the amazing Monday call.
Well, BJ, I hope it got a little more amazing. Can you share a little bit about what you love about the work that we're currently doing?
Oh my gosh. Besides everything, and the fact that I'm just watching an owl cruise through the woods while I work. These Monday and Friday calls have been so transformative. And what I love is that we're moving the whole animal welfare industry forward at a rate I have never seen. I've been in the industry 17 years, and I just am so amazed at what we've been able to do in 2 years because of these calls. So thank you, Maddie.
Thank you, Maddie. And BJ, I have one last question for you because I wanna echo Irene when she talks about you don't need an excuse to do things you love and self-care. Can you share the one thing that I know that you love to do in your spare time?
Well, it's the one thing that Bobby and I have shared definitely, or I've shared with you, is I love gardening, both native plant gardening and rose gardening. So that's what I do to appreciate beauty in my world when I need a break.
Well, this money will be nice and green for you as well. So congratulations. And Amber, back over to you for number 2.
I know. I think we all need to go to Oregon. Look how beautiful it is there. And they have owls just flying around in the morning. It's amazing. All right. So this person I'm pretty sure is on the call too. So I'm very excited to announce the next winner.
Oh.
Tracy Brad from Beck's Place in Monroe, Washington. I believe you're on the call with a special guest. Yes, Tracy?
I'm looking at that. Look, she's running back. Tracy!
Oh.
Oh my gosh!
Congratulations!
We're so excited!
Yay! Congratulations.
Oh, good. And the little one's still on there too. Awesome.
I was gonna go make her some more bottle. I was like, oh, I have the volume on so I can still hear who wins. And then I heard my name and I'm like, is it the sleep deprivation? That sounds like my name.
No, it's real. We're all awake.
Hey,
Well,
Tracy,
Oh.
Tracy,
And
would
thank
you
you
mind
for all the-
sharing quickly
thank you
about
for all
Beck's
the-
Place?
Thank you for all the comments about her too. I couldn't type when I was feeding her. Beck's Place, we provide emergency foster boarding for families who are in crisis due to homelessness, domestic violence, health issues such as substance abuse or hospitalization. And when we take an animal into our program, we assume all costs for their care until their person can get them back.
Amazing.
So this is gonna help a lot. We have a client dog who we typically can't take on animals with big medical needs, but he had a slight limp when we got him, and it turns out that he needs a major surgery. And so this is going to go toward that so that he can have his best life and return to his person totally healthy once again. So thank you guys so much.
Oh
Well,
my
thank
gosh,
you,
amazing.
Tracy. You have been on so many of these calls, and we're just so happy for you and for Beck's Place today. So
you.
congratulations again. Yes, of course. Is this when we go into national updates, Bobby?
You got it, Irene. Just keep it rolling. You want to call on everyone? Let them know.
Yes. Well, so again, congratulations to both our March winners, and remember that you can enter to win a wonderful prize through the link. And yes, so I will announce or allow national updates to. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Monday morning. Does anybody have any Monday or national updates today?
I would like to jump in. This is Jamie from Human Animal Support Services Project. I haven't been able to be on this call for a while because I have a conflicting meeting, but that meeting got canceled today and I'm so excited. Today is Bobby's last day on our team. And he is going on to do big, beautiful things in Washington, D.C. While we are so sad to lose him on our team, I know he is destined to do even bigger and greater things. But I just want everybody to just share some love for him. He's staying on these calls, which I'm so incredibly thankful for, because he has literally changed the landscape of this entire project with his energy and his love and his passion of just being and bringing together this community that has been built over the last 2 years. And he has become one of my best friends, and he is going to get annoyed with all of my text messages that I continue to send him on a daily basis. But please just everybody give him some love and tell him really just the impact that he has made on this industry and pushing us all forward over the last 2 years. So thank you so much, Bobby. We love you.
Thank you, Jamie. For those that I'm sure many of you don't know, and I hate taking up space, so I'll just make it very quickly. I am actually accepted a position as the Chief of Programs for Humane Rescue Alliance, overseeing the support in Washington, D.C. and New Jersey, as well as their way station. The reason why I'm so excited about that is because the last 2 years, I have an opportunity to share space and help tell all of your stories. and it has given me the highest level of FOMO from when I was on the ground in Sacramento. So I get to be on the ground with all of you, helping do the work. I will still be helping host and facilitate these calls on Mondays, but really excited for my journey, and Jamie Case and Rory and the rest of the HASS team, and also all of you. I'm just so grateful. Last 2 years have been the greatest experience of my life, and I cannot wait to keep leading by example and honoring the human-animal bond, just like all of you do every day. Okay, let's keep it rolling. National updates.
No, that was too fast. Come on, Bobby. I just want to say, as you have been serving as Maddie's Human Animal Support Services Pilot Director, thank you so much in being so instrumental in getting HASS off the ground. And Humane Rescue Alliance is so fortunate to have you. And we are just excited that, yes, you will continue to be on these calls, that you will continue to host, because I think I would probably panic if we didn't hear from you on these Mondays. So if there's more love to give, please share. If you have other national announcements, please share.
Hey, this is Jessie from the ASPCA, but I'm making an announcement for the HASS Focus on Felines work group. We are launching Jaabolikes, a Jaabolike, and the first one is this Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern. I will throw the information in chat. The topic for this meeting is TNR, return to home options for kittens, followed by an open discussion. And just noting that the Focus on Feline work group is for all cats, but it does have a heavy community cat focus at this point in time. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Jessie.
Hey guys, it's Bethany from Best Friends. Congratulations, Bobby. Your leadership in these has been amazing. I know you're going to do great things for HRA. For updates from us, we've got a couple webinars coming up. We have one this Thursday. Yes, this Thursday on feline URI in shelters, and then one on dog reactivity next week. Also, our conference registration has opened. That will be in Raleigh in July, and I will put all of the links in the chat. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bethany.
Hi, all. Since we're all on the a cat theme going here, we have Online Behavior Day coming up this weekend with the Community Cats podcast. It's going to have Pam Johnson Bennett, Arden Moore, Tabitha Kucera, as well as Rachel Geller, all talking about a whole range of things about feline behavior. And of course, the litter box will be mentioned often. Go to communitycatspodcast.com for all the details.
Thanks, Stacy.
Hello, this is Allie from Good Pup, chiming in with some dog webinar updates, and also congratulations, Bobby. That's really exciting news. And I just wanted to mention that our next free Good Pup webinar is coming up this Thursday. I will put all the information in the chat. It's called New Dog in a Nutshell, the first 72 hours. It's all about transitioning dogs from shelter environment to a home, whether that's a foster home or an adoptive home. And the webinar recording will be available for shelters and rescues to incorporate into your adoption and foster materials if you want to. So I will put all of that information in the chat of where you can sign up for the live webinar and where you can find the recording after the fact. This webinar was requested by one of our shelter partners, so I'm also going to put my email in there. So if anyone has any requests of webinars that you would like to see, please let me know and I can add it to the list. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Allie.
Good morning, everybody. Sarah Aguilar from Awesome Pets Alive. Bobby, so sad. I'm happy for you and I'm so sad for me. Also, you still owe me cookies. So I'm here today with my Midwest hat on. The Midwest Animal Sheltering Conference has just finalized dates for this year. It's going to be in September in Columbia, Missouri. If you cannot get to Best Friends this year, Best Friends actually does a whole day at the Midwest Animal Sheltering Conference. So if North Carolina is too far, Missouri might be easier for you. We have an open call for speakers right now. So go ahead and submit anything you'd like to talk about. Looking forward to seeing y'all.
Thanks, Aguilar. Cookies will be on the way this week. All right.
Last call, anyone? Sorry, Bobby.
No, I'm just an emotional hot mess right now, so don't mind me stumbling through the rest of this call.
Last call for any other national updates. All right, thank you, everybody. So let's get into our guest. Oh, let's start with our guest speaker, Rory Adams, I introduced early on. And Rory, are you?
Yeah,
on the call?
I'll say a couple words about Rory before he kicks it off.
All
So,
right.
as you all know, we've had a bit of a gap on these calls with the amazing Mary taking a little bit of personal time off. But have no fear, she has personally activated her small circle of people that inspire her to come and also share some words. One of which is Rory Adams. I know a big part of the conversations over the last couple of years have been revolving around diversity, equity, inclusion, social justice, racial justice. I am very comfortable and confident saying the single person that has provided me the most professional development and growth, not only in that space, but I feel as a human, is my brother, Rory Adams. So I'm so honored to have him on this call. And I'm going to toss it over to you, Rory, so you can continue to do what you do, is share space and make people feel seen.
Oh, Bobby, thank you so much. We are so lucky to have you here, and you will be so missed. I'm going to try to not get emotional thinking about that. But sincerely, Bobby, thank you. And I learn from you every day. I'm Rory. I'm the education training manager for Awesome Pets Alive, American Pets Alive, and the Human Animal Support Services Project. I use he, they pronouns, and I'm a transgender person. I'm honored to be here today. I want to thank Mary and other people at Maddie's Fund for inviting me, and Bobby for giving me space here today. I want to kick off the call by just sending some love out to trans and queer family on the call. I'm here for you. I see you. I love you. And let's connect and talk about what is next. So I'm here today because queer and trans people really need support. There is a huge amount of awareness needed, and it's really more important than ever. We're in a long battle for equity and human rights, decades-long, centuries-long battle. And I just want to say also that for as long as humans have existed on the planet, trans people have been here. We are here. We will continue to be here. Across cultures. And if you're wondering, what am I talking about today, right? Like, first of all, just bringing a little bit of awareness to transgender people facing some of the highest levels of violence and discrimination and poverty in our country. And I'm a data person, so I'm just going to throw out some data points for y'all to consider. The trans community experiences unemployment at twice the rate of the general population. We're 4 times more likely to live in poverty than cis people. And 90% of trans people in the largest survey of trans folks, 90% of trans folks said that they have experienced harassment, mistreatment, or discrimination in a job. So just want to hold space for that. So right now, as some of you are probably aware, there are 19 states with anti-transgender legislation. There's 39 states with proposed legislation that's anti-trans that's up right now. And some of these bills that are getting a little bit more press are also affecting LGBTQAI+ communities, like the bill in Florida, that is the Don't Say Gay bill. So I'm here today to just bring a little bit of awareness, but also just what can we do, right? So there was a thread on Cal Animals last week that many of you may have seen about what do we do? Do we not go to Florida because the conference is in Florida for Expo, for HSUS Expo? And I really want us to think about like, how can we harness this moment of being in Florida where these laws are being passed, being discussed, being pushed through, many of them targeting our youth, our trans youth. What can we do, right? So I'm really hoping that what we can do is show up and support each other and have some conversations in person at Expo. Maddie's fund has graciously offered to give space at their booth in the Expo hall to have a conversation about how we can come to collective action. There are a lot of things that you all can do on a local level, and I just want to kind of like check in and see how everyone's feeling right now. Everyone feeling okay? I know this is heavy. Okay. All right, so I'm going to back up 1 second and say that I'm in Texas. Texas legislation was just stopped, but there will probably be a special session in June to push through bills. One of the scariest bills that's going to potentially be pushed through, and if this happens in Texas, this will likely happen across the nation, is targeting parents of trans children. And if you're a parent of a trans child and you're supporting your child through gender affirming care, or allowing for your child to identify as trans in school, this law will encourage teachers, doctors, and anybody who is aware of this to report these parents to CPS. This could be clocked as child abuse. And okay, so what does this have to do with us, right, in animal welfare? Well, we're people, and we have trans people in our communities that we support and in our workforce, whether you're aware of that or not, we're everywhere, thankfully, right now. So just want to bring a little bit of awareness, being mindful of when you talk about this, why, trying to find news in your about what's happening in your community, showing up, check in with your transgender friends, check in with your parents of non-binary and trans kids. I want to just point out too that checking in and processing feelings are a little bit different, right? Like, let's just all use consent when we're talking about this and make sure everybody wants to be talking about it, right? Like with the simple question of, do you want to talk about this? Can we talk about this? What can I do for you? How can I show up for you? Is there anything I can take off of your plate? Questions like that. If you're a cis person, meaning non-trans person, have conversations with other cis people about this in your communities, at work, share news. There's a lot of confusion about the type of support that trans kids currently receive. Hormone blockers being one of them. Hormone blockers block puberty. This is entirely reversible. I think there's a lot of fake news around what it means to block puberty. It literally means puberty slows down. I think a lot of us, even cis people, would have liked that option. So let's not stifle, this awesome science that we have to slow down puberty and allow for people to make informed decisions about how they want to move forward with their own bodies, including children. So let's normalize taking action by talking to each other. I think when we're in Florida, let's get together. Let's talk about, what do we do? Who's investing in our work? Investment right now, as we know, is a huge, huge, huge reason that bills like this get passed through. There's a lot of money in hate groups in our country right now, and we need to be just aware of where money is coming from, where our money is coming from, where investments are coming from, where we're investing our time and energy, and understand too that there's a lot of intersectionality in this conversation. an attack on trans people is really most often attack on trans women of color, specifically Black trans women and Latinx trans women. So this is not just a single issue here. This really kind of like spans a lot of identity lines. So if you have conflicting feelings about any laws and you want to know more about them, please feel free to reach out to me. If you're looking for a place to donate money, I would suggest donating to the Transgender Law Center. They're an absolutely wonderful organization. If you want to learn more about what they're doing, visit their website. If you want to know what organizations exist in your state or in your community and you can't find information, please feel free to reach out to me. I have very close friends at the Transgender Law Center in their policy department, and I'm always happy to make connections and connect all of us. I think because so many of us work in support services and work in government services, our positions on this legislation is incredibly important. There's so much separation and isolation and siloing right now, and we need to break down walls. We need to come together. And I'm just urging you to please like speak up, find some places to learn more about this. Democracy Now! Is always a really great news source that can take you to other great news sources. Follow the Transgender Law Center on Facebook. Sylvia Rivera Law Project is another awesome resource. If individuals are looking for law support, visit Sylvia Rivera Law Project. And if you're looking for a way to, if you're in Texas, like me, and you're looking for a place to donate money or find more information, Equality Texas is awesome, equalitytexas.org, or the Trans Education Network of Texas, which is TENT, Transgender Education Network of Texas. They're a 3-person organization, but they're doing a ton of work around how we can support people in schools. So I appreciate y'all giving me so much space, and I'm sorry to be so glum. Again, I just want to say that in Florida, let's get together. Let's figure out how to support each other, how to support our people. Let's please figure out how to support our Floridians and our Texans and folks in Idaho and in the other 39 states where this is happening. Please find me in Florida and let's figure out what we can do. There's a lot that we can do. So
as always, Rory Adams, not only he has taught me how to take compassion and empathy and make it actionable. And so I haven't asked for all of you. I want to be actionable today. Rory, I would love for you to put a donation link to any of those pages that you just discussed in the chat. And if I personally, I had so much gratitude from all of you. If I personally have done anything for you to impact your life and you want to buy me a cup of coffee, I would be so honored if you would donate to the link that Rory's going to put in the chat in honor of my best friend and partner, Rory Adams, because really, Rory, you are the reason we really do come together, and you are always the highlight of my day. So I see you, I love you. And Irene, I'm going to toss it back over to you to get into our first speaker.
Okay, thank you both. Thank you so much, Rory, for all of those resources and for sharing today and being in community with us today. I am very excited to introduce the executive director of the Everycat Health Foundation, which is an international nonprofit that focuses solely on feline health. Through annual grant cycles, they award funding for scientific research to provide a brighter, better future for all cats, including shelter cats, pedigree cats, community cats, your cat, and I would say my coworkers' cats. It's because I don't have one, unfortunately. In their 53-year history, they have funded more than $8 million in studies, and are behind many of the life-saving treatments cats receive today. Jackie Ott Jaakola is the executive director and has 30+ years experience in animal welfare. She spent many years working in marine mammal rescue in Los Angeles, before working for Wallis Annenberg with her efforts helping animals and in the creation of the Wallis Annenberg PetSpace. In 2018, Jackie's focus became feline-specific as she moved to Florida and as the executive director of a cat-only shelter, and transitioning into her current role at Everycat in early 2021. Welcome, Jackie. Take it away. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Irene. And Irene left out that she and I were direct colleagues when we worked for the Annenberg Foundation and Wallis Annenberg, and I'm very humbled by your introduction, and I thank you for being here. I am going to challenge my meager technology skills and share my screen and pull up some notes, but I'm going to try and go here quickly for you, just to give a little more of an in-depth introduction of Everycat Health Foundation. And I thank you all for your attention this morning, and thank you to Maddie. Our mission is to fund health research for cats, and that is our sole focus and has been for many, many years. We began in 1968 with a small donation of $100, and that was created by Robert Wynn. We were known as the Wynn Feline Foundation up until 2020, when we changed our name to more appropriately describe and reflect our mission. So it made a little more sense when talking to the public. But Robert Wynn had the foresight to realize, he was part of the Cat Fanciers Association, the cat registry. So he realized that as much as they loved their cats and cared about cats, there was no organization whose sole focus was cat health research. So he proceeded to address and create that. And as Irene mentioned, probably going on this year, we've funded over $9 million in cat health research in our history. So some of our greatest hits, dating back, we'll look at 1987, recognizing taurine deficiency had bad effects on cat health, and discovering that and working with pet food companies to make sure we included taurine in cat diets. That was also the same year that FIV was discovered. Back in 1991, we funded studies on early altering of kittens to prove that that was a safe thing to do and it was okay. And then moving through just, looking at heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes, behavior issues, and continuing on with the quest for a cure and ultimately finding some for FIP. We do fund studies throughout the world and have worked with researchers in Australia, in the UK, where they are so much farther ahead on being able to access legally drugs for FIP. So this does continue to be a focus of ours. And recognizing that Everycat Health Foundation has really, giving a shout out, doggedly fought for cures for cats for many, many years. We couldn't be doing this without all of the support in animal welfare and all of your highlights of the importance of cats and special cats in our homes as well. Don't need to shout to you, but so many millions of cats throughout the world are bringing joy to our lives, and it's really thanks to the animal welfare community for really highlighting cats as well. And over the last several years, they have really come into their own and trying to make advances in their health and well-being. I
was just listening to the
equivalent as dogs. So just quickly, how our grants work. We currently have several cycles running through these. All of this information you can find on our website, everycat.org. Our current standard grants are 35,000. Projects have to have achievable goals, which directly impact cat health. Applicants can be veterinary researchers, vet fellows, faculty vets, practicing vets, vet students, but the principal investigator must have a tie to one of these professions. That doesn't mean that everyone on the study or participating in the study necessarily needs those credentials. So we would really like, shelters to focus if they have particular health issues that need to rise to the surface for a study, and we would like to work with you to see if we can help partner you up with someone to find ways to achieve these studies. We just finished this year's Everycat grant cycle. Announcements will go out soon. And we have the CAP-K grant cycle as well, funded by Purina and Mars. This did just close for 2022. It focuses on the effects of dietary phosphorus and calcium to phosphorus ratio, what effects those have on cat health. The grants typically range $10,000 to $50,000, might be funded up to $100,000 if something is really exceptional. And a little specific, but it's an interest, as you see, that a particular pet food makers have in analyzing and seeing if we can help the cats that way. Our other cycle is the Miller Trust. It's through the San Francisco Foundation. Typical RFP looks like our Everycat cycle, but these grants have to be in concert with these particular institutions. Again, if that's not necessarily you, if you're partnered with a principal investigator from one of these universities, your proposal would be considered. And I know I'm going through this quick. Again, a lot of it's on our website. Whitney Armenter, who's our Director of Marketing and Development, is also in this call. Hopefully she can give a wave and a shout. She and I do not review the grants. We have a group of scientists, researchers, statisticians who all conduct a rigorous process through all of these grant cycles to make sure criteria is met. Grants historically are extremely competitive. Last cycle, we received almost 70 grants, and for the funding cycle, we were only able to fund 13. So the need is there, and we hope to be continuing to grow. Who are our funders? Pharmaceutical and pet food companies, individual donors. We're starting to dabble in some small events. We're having a virtual run in May. Veterinary hospitals, veterinarians have programs where they recognize clients or pets and also honor their staff, and we receive some support that way as well. How we would like to partner more with you all. We do offer free webinars on a regular basis. These are available for race credits if anyone needs CE. We would also like to partner with more funders in funding cat health research. So that's a conversation we would love to have. You will see us at Expo in a few weeks. We are trying to just spread our grassroots efforts a little more to talk to all kinds of folks who care about cats. So veterinary professionals, pet expos, cat shows. We are hosting a symposium, which we'll talk about in a second, but also I share my home with 3 cats, and our staff, we all work remotely, but we don't have cat stories necessarily firsthand, or cat photos, or cute, really those stories that tug at your heartstrings about special endeavors in cat health. If you have any desire to shoot us an email or tag us in a social post, we would love to help share your stories and our relevance behind the cat health research all together in one swoop, and highlight really cats a little bit more. Everycat Health Symposium presented in collaboration, again, thank you, Maddie, with Maddie's Shelter Medicine Program at the University of Florida, upcoming July 8th and 9th. This will be offered 2-day events for in-person learning, as well as virtual. Race credits will be available. We will have a half a day on FIP specifically, and welcome Dr. Niels Peterson, pioneer in FIP. We'll have folks from Australia, UK, Second day, we'll have some roundtables with that. The second day is on general health topics, and will be a full day, culminating with a really hip and cool party for cats, celebrating cats on Saturday, July 9th, with some fun activities. So this registration, it'll be up any moment. Like, I'm really hoping today. So again, check our website. All of this is important because we do want interesting cats to keep growing. I know collectively we all want to help cats. You guys are really, again, making great strides. We thank you for supporting Everycat every day, everywhere. My contact info is here. We're on all the social media channels, and I would like to give one more shout. Because we are hiring, and this ad will hopefully go up to, this week as well. If you are someone who is well-versed in organizational assistance, we are going to be hiring an executive assistant for the organization. So if you are the cat's pajamas and have those skills, we would love to hear from you and join our team, who is persistently feline. We are fearless, enthusiastic, loyal, inclusive, nimble, and earnest. So that was my quick and down low on Everycat Health Foundation, and I thank you. And I will stop sharing really quickly.
Jackie, I just learned that the I in feline stands for inclusive. That is amazing. I love it. Thank you for being here. Irene, do you have thoughts?
Yes. Working with Jackie is a pleasure. You learn so much from her. She is so just a wonderful human being. So yes, I encourage anyone who is it a Florida-based role?
No,
okay.
we're all remote, always have been.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Apply. So we were good. Thank you, Jackie, and we're glad to know that you're on the road this month and people can meet you at the HSUS Expo later this month. So that's awesome.
All right. Well, I will keep it rolling into our last speaker. Folks, I knew that winter was called cuddling season. I had no idea that spring is considered wildlife season, people. This is a big deal. I'm going to toss it over to Heather Camisa with the Human Animal Support Services Wildlife Working Group to share some new resources that they just recently released. Oh, you're muted still.
Thank you, Bobby. And congratulations to you. And Rory, thank you so much. That piece you wrote about Expo was just so well done as usual. With me is Lauren Dubois. Lauren, if you can say hello. She might be on mute.
There we go. Hello, everyone.
Lauren and I are here from the HASS Wildlife Working Group, and we are very excited to share with you that a new toolkit is live and available to support you, exactly as Bobby said, with spring baby season. So when I first transitioned to full-time animal welfare professional and was crunching the numbers, I was really surprised that my shelter, 1/3 of our calls, we did animal care and control work under contract. We were a nonprofit covering municipalities under contract. 1/3 of our calls in the summer were wildlife calls. And it was just so much of our time and work and such an important thing for our community to be able to support them. And we know that around the country, this has been, a little siloed between, your natural resources, fish and game, whatever it's called in your state, and the animal welfare community. And that there's a lot of animal control agencies really working to make some transition here to not take in healthy wildlife. And it's viewed as a reduction of services rather than we're helping people coexist with wildlife. We're getting out educational information that actually is the better thing for our community. So with all of that in mind, we have a new toolkit for you. And this is an adorable owl. We want to thank Eliza for finding this super cute picture. So let me see. I've had this problem before where I do not advance the way I want. Lauren, do you want to jump in with this slide and we'll just kind of take turns because I know we're a little bit tight on time.
Absolutely. Really going on it here, the background for this was that we knew that often wildlife coming in did not get the appropriate attention that it may needed, and simply because there are not enough resources. So what we looked at to try and do is that we wanted to make sure that wildlife that came in was not unnecessarily euthanized, for one, and was handled with some best practices. So we looked to eliminate unnecessary wildlife interventions, and that actually can happen out in the field or taking calls. Give some appropriate policies, so find the right people to talk to. Again, education, I think, is the biggest component of this. That's education to the communities, so whoever's out in the field can talk to the communities, and then also educate staff. So if somebody's bringing an animal in, or if you're getting a phone call, you have some resources and some information to give to the public that can maybe help reduce the amount of animals coming in, ultimately reducing the stress of anybody who has to deal with wildlife at a shelter, and go from there. I think I'll let you advance, Heather. I think you've got the control.
Yeah. So in the toolkit, it goes through just terminology, challenges. We offer a flow chart so that no matter where your agency might be, you can pick up and go from there. We'll show that in just a moment. We talk about staff needs. We have a really nice medical SOP that includes everything from triage, supply lists, and specific dosages. Talking about policy, how to do even a facility audit at your facility, whether it's something as simple as making sure we're not attracting rodents, and how our own internal policy is to when we trim trees on our property to show an example to the community. Putting up reflective tape if you've got the big windows that the birds are hitting, etc. Conflict resolution guides. Our teams in shelters and animal care and control are so knowledgeable about kittens, which nipple to use, how to hold them. We've got it all down pat, what to do. And sometimes our front desk folks are not as comfortable with the wildlife calls. So we have some really nice resources so that even your marketing team are going to be really comfortable on how to market, feral cat issues in your community, but they may not be as comfortable talking about what to do when you find a baby bird or a baby bunny. Transport protocols, and much more. So there's really a lot in here that we hope for you. In a few slides, we have an email and a link because we want to hear from you as well. Where do we go next? This is so exciting to have wildlife be a part of the HASS initiative because this is such important work. We are the leaders in the humane ethic in our communities. Our communities look to us and making us, just the best professionals we can be in animal welfare. So we'd love to hear what you need. Somebody asked me, do you have the night call sheet? Because at night we say we're only going out for dogs running on a highway, or what's our night call sheet for wildlife? Like, we want to hear those questions because we want to look at what Toolkit 2.0, or as they call it, 102, 201, what that looks like. Trying to advance the slide. There we go.
Great. And to that, we developed a communications catalog, or calendar, that is very helpful. As Bobby mentioned, we are into baby season right now, or wildlife baby season. And leading up to that, there are a lot of things like tree trimming that we don't want to do. And this can also be a marketing tool. So I don't remember if we can click on this, but if you go into this calendar, it's broken down by month, and within the month, within the week, you can click on a resource. We have things like coyotes. If people see coyotes in the neighborhood, what to do. It's not just trapping and removing them. It also has fun little things, like if you notice on this, maybe you can see on the slide, but you have Squirrel Appreciation Day. So those of you that love squirrels, you can talk about that, but then you can also get into some of the information about how to notice when wildlife is in the area, when it's appropriate to trim trees, when it's appropriate to intervene, or when it is just appropriate to watch an animal and make sure that it's doing okay, it's not injured, and that the parents are nearby, particularly during wildlife baby season.
So this is the flow chart we were talking about. Pick up wherever your agency may be. They are links, so they will take you through to the communication calendar. Maybe you're just putting that on your, posting it on the Nextdoor or the Facebook, local community group, letting people know what a fledgling is, or, mother squirrels are out building a new nest if they find babies on the ground and what to do. But it starts off with policy, and we're going to show a couple quick examples of that. But that way you can help set what the organization's response is going to be. Like, we're not going to take in healthy wildlife. And in fact, the National Animal Care and Control Association recently updated their policy statement. So that's a really great one for those of you who are involved with municipalities to point to, that you're not just going to take healthy wildlife in, because it's not the right thing to do. There are staff guides in English and in Spanish and other tools for you, fact sheets to keep in your trucks, your vans, your outreach vehicles, so that you can hand things out to people. Try to make it the easy button for you. Again, the facility guides, the treatment guides for in-house, doing the facility audit, and then just some recommendations for working with rehabbers and how to create some of those lists and resources in your organization.
I think one of the biggest things that came out of this this working group was this wildlife medical SOP, which was developed within the working group and written up by Dr. Maria Paretic, who's from the Pasadena Humane Society. And this SOP basically goes through everything from initial care and triage, how to handle the animals, care sheets, and recommended equipment, so that if an animal does come in and needs care, the medical staff will have all that information right there. It's laid out very nicely. I think what's also really great is that the common species care sheets that are in there also breaks down the different stages of life. So you can have a neonate animal and then all the way through to an adult animal, and how to care for that animal and what's the appropriate treatments and medications if they do need care, and how to house them as well. It's a very comprehensive guide. It's all within the link, and I don't think, I can't pull on the link, or else I'd pull it up, but it's laid out very easily. I think this is probably will be very useful for any shelters, for anybody who, and particularly medical staff, when they have to triage an animal, they'll have all that information right there.
Yeah, I would pull it up. We're just a little short on time.
Heather, I would love for you to do that. I know that folks are going to have to jump off of the call at the top of the hour, but this is such an important presentation, and y'all have put so much work into it. And I know we're going to use this recording to promote the toolkit as well. So if you want to just take your time and go through it the way that you would, and for folks that need to jump off, we hope you have a very happy and successful week. And Heather, I'm going to take it right back over to you.
Well, I might ask Lauren to pull that up, because I am one of those people that have to jump off at 10 for another meeting. So we'll come back to this, because I think for those of you who can stay on and are interested, you'll really like to see all that's in this medical SOP. It's an incredible document. Yeah. Next slide. Again, we have species fact sheets for you to hand out, have in your vehicles, your ACO trucks if you have them, the front desks, your community outreach, and certainly tried to focus on all the top calls that you get, whether it's ducks to, again, baby squirrels, baby bunnies, baby birds, which really dominate a lot of the calls that we get. Let's see. The sample policies we are very excited about as well, and we think they'll support you. And wherever you are as an organization, if you're just looking for the basic NACA statement, because you got to get something going so that the community understands, you're going to work to educate rather than take everybody in, to maybe you're a humane organization really involved in advocacy, and you want to have something out there about, hey, we want to stop people having exotics as pets. And that certainly applies if you're an animal care and control agency, because guess who takes in that macaque when they find it, right? That's you. And I hear that from animal control agencies across the country, that you're asked to take these things in and find housing, and you're not trained, you don't have the equipment, you don't have the housing, and it creates a real burden. And so being able to work with your policymakers to address that. Here's some samples for you coming up. So here on the left is the National Animal Care and Control Association, that basically says it is the position of NACA picking up, accepting, impounding, or destroying healthy and treatable wildlife is a misuse of officer time and public funds, and it is not consistent with the humane mission of animal welfare. Continues on to describe and back that up a little bit. Separately, again, in this document for you, I think there's, my goodness, 80 different policies in there for you. Just an example about exotics as pets. Some of the organizations in there may have updated their policy since this was first put together. Certainly encourage you to reach out to them, see if they've refined their language any further. And please, if you have a policy that you've put out, we would love to have it and be able to share that with others. Because it's always easier when someone else has done it first, right? There is this contact form. Hopefully someone can put that in the chat for me. We'd love to hear from you. Again, would you like to join our working group? What special materials, especially once you look at the toolkit, would you like to see in the next version that would really help you address the challenge you run into in your facility, in your community? And we are looking again for people who would like to get involved with the committee going forward. So I hope that link is in the chat. Bobby, is that in there? I can't see.
Oh, you know, Eliza's already got that in the chat.
Oh, Eliza's here. I didn't see her. Yes, no, I know. You can't stay ahead of her. We certainly want to thank, there was a lot of people over the life of the toolkit that have contributed, wildlife experts, bat experts, veterinarians, and rehabbers, animal control officers that run municipal facilities, nonprofit folks. And so we're just so grateful and really tried to capture the universe of what we all experience as we put this in here. And again, great cheer to HASS for making sure that wildlife are considered. I think it gives us more credibility when we talk about feral cats, when our organization also is knowledgeable and understands and supports wildlife in our communities as well. So want to thank everyone for that. Lauren, I'm going to stop sharing in case you want to jump in and share because I am late for that meeting. But thank you, everybody. I'm going to hop off.
Thanks, Heather.
I look forward to your feedback. Okay.
Thanks, Heather. No, I think the only things that I will add is that, you know, we are looking for more people on to join our working group. It's very exciting. We've had some very interesting discussions about wildlife and shelters and how we can really work together, because a lot of times the ACOs and everybody who's out there are really on the front line of working with the public and taking in these animals. So looking forward to moving forward, and so happy to be part of this group. And I did take a quick note in the chat that somebody did as a reminder that taking in wildlife, depending upon your fish and wildlife regulations, whether it's federal or California, you do have a limited time to care for wildlife, and you do have to be a licensed rehabber to take care of animals. So having the shelter be that person there to help, I think this toolkit will really help everybody out. So looking forward to collaborating with more. Thank you for having us.
Lauren, thank you so much. Irene, I'm going to toss it over to you to close us out for the day.
Well, thank you so much, Bobby. And I don't know about everyone else, but I learned so much today. Thank you to our speakers, Lauren, Heather, Jackie, Rory, and then of course, Bobby, our wonderful host who will continue to be our host. Everyone, thank you for showing up today. Have a wonderful week.